when you start working on your posture, it really enhances the lungs, brings them out more, according to the chiropractor, and allows you to circulate more air. And what does more air do? It's one of the 6 habits, right? So we're kind of targeting 2 different things. We're working on our muscles, strengthening our posture muscles, and we're getting more air delivered to our lungs, or the potential air, I should say. Hey there, NAC Warriors. How are you doing today? Another late one, and I'll have to say that tomorrow is going to be another late one for us, probably around this time as well. So let's just get right into it. Today actually is not a question. I wanted to go over a fundamental, and it has more to do with motion and or exercise, I guess. And actually, most people might not consider it exercise, but I throw in the category of exercise, stretching, mobility exercising, stretching, movement, cardio. Like there's a big range of things we can do within motion. So when I say motion, it actually hosts a lot of different subjects, and the best way that we explain it is actually when we talk about the NAC Warrior roadmaps, or as I talk about each one. And so today I'm going to focus in on posture because it is super important. And actually lately I've been hearing about this debate whether, now that we're on our phones a lot and we're down like this, the weight of our heads is creating undue pressure on our necks and backs. And so, but then there's a debate that that's not really a thing. And when there's these types of debates, I don't really like to pick a side because I'm not really sure. And it probably hasn't been long enough to actually figure out whether or not it's, a real issue. Maybe for some it is, for some it isn't. But when it comes to those things, it's almost like, what are we arguing because we're bored? Or are we actually talking about what should we be doing regardless of if phones are doing this or not? Like, how do we counter that? Because we're probably doing other things. Like during the day, we're not thinking about our shoulders being back and our head back and tilted a certain way. So what are the things that we can do? And back in, I think it was 2021, maybe it was 2021, I went for a run, and call me clumsy or whatever. What I was trying to do is go through the woods near my house and map out the entire routes and then figure out where the mile markers were throughout the entire, let's say, path system. And it's pretty extensive out there. And so what I was doing was I was walking at a point where I was getting close so I could mark down on my phone like, oh, this was mile 1, this is mile 2. But as I transitioned from a walk to a run, there was a root that was sticking up, caught my foot, and I fell forward. And everything happened in such slow motion, and I had my phone in my hand. I didn't want to break my phone. So what I ended up doing was trying to do this tuck and roll so I wouldn't break my phone or anything. So what I ended up doing was actually going into the tuck. I smacked my shoulder, and a big snap, and I don't know what happened, but I was in pain. And actually that was probably one of the most bizarre runs. There was a whole bunch of things that happened during that run that was just really bizarre, including a truck that took a navigation into the middle of the forest. Slight exaggeration, but they were in the forest pretty deep. And I saw a bobcat at the same time. So it was like a really interesting, I thought maybe the bobcat saw me fall and was like, ooh, easy lunch or something. But anyways, once that happened and it didn't go away, I don't like to go to doctors very often, but it didn't go away. And I had this like strange bump to this day that's still there on my shoulder. And when I went to the chiropractor, telling them that I ran and did all these things, one of the things that they told me was like, you should be doing this exercise. And it's a pretty simple exercise actually. And you only have to do it for 1 minute. And what you do is you find a wall, a flat wall, and you put your heels, your butt, and your shoulders and the back of your palms all touching, and if you can, your elbows touching the wall, and you hold that for 1 minute. And then eventually you'll be able to sort of like raise your arms and bring them down for the full minute and do like a range like that. I try to do that every day. Sometimes I forget to do it, but it's the simplest thing. It's 1 minute long, and if you can insert that, it does wonders for your posture. And here's one of the things why posture is important. Not only as you get older, you avoid that, old person sort of like breakdown of the back muscles, but also when you start working on your posture, it really enhances the lungs, brings them out more, according to the chiropractor, and allows you to circulate more air. And what does more air do? It's one of the 6 habits, right? So we're kind of targeting 2 different things. We're working on our muscles, strengthening our posture muscles, and we're getting more air delivered to our lungs, or the potential air, I should say. And when we do that, what happens when we go into air, when we get oxygen into our bodies? Actually, what's interesting to me is when we talk about the 6 habits, when I actually mention them, I consider like the 6 habits are pushing us towards life and energy. And the absence of these 6 habits, oxygen, oxygen, hydration, sleep, motion, nutrition, and your mental being, like all those things, the more they deteriorate, the more we get closer to death. So if you stop moving, stop exercising, you're moving closer to death than to life. And if you start thinking of those 6 things in those terms, you will actually start saying, oh, it'd be better to drink as much water as I can, even if I can't do some of the other things. So when I talk about like posture, it's not only important because we want good posture and it's good for us as we get older, but getting access to more oxygen means more life, more energy. And this one little thing could be a difference in why your energy levels could be a little bit lower, and to raise them. And once you get to the point where you start working all these different things and you're searching for more energy, it's like these little things that can help. And the reason I started with this one little thing was because it's a simple, quick, easy exercise to do that you could do almost anywhere at any time that you have 1 minute available to you. So again, getting that oxygen. So I try to tell this to my runners, like this is something that you like to do because we want more oxygen when we're running. And so if we can open up that chest cavity to allow the lungs to expand and contract a little bit more, we can get more energy into our bodies. So that's the tip. Actually, it was more of a tip than a question of the day. But now imagine this not only affecting your health and fitness for exercise and everything, but this could be a way to get more energy in all aspects of your life, not just in trying to run or get more in on an exercise or something like that. Like getting more energy into or more air into our bodies will increase our energy just naturally because we're getting more oxygen flow into us. And so, did it work for me as far as the chiropractor getting me to get more oxygen into my body? I don't know, because when I did it, I was injured, and by the time I came out, I was already doing it for quite some time, so I didn't get a true test of whether or not it really helped me out. And we're, at the end of the day, we're probably thinking from a performance perspective, we're inching out seconds. We're not inching out unless you have overly poor posture, we're not edging out a lot of improvements there. But we may see more improvement throughout the day when it comes to everyday living with a better posture. So that's it today. Today was more of a more fundamental day. So don't forget to join our Facebook group. It's called NAC Warriors. I believe the link, or at least the access to it, should be in the comment below. Also, take advantage of our NAC Quick Health, which is all about getting that quick text or email to your phone on a quick exercise you can do. So if you're busy, you're an entrepreneur, busy parent, your kid's in timeout or whatever, or you have a quick minute somewhere to insert something in between meetings. I do this in between meetings. I'll do a set of push-ups or something just to make sure I'm keeping moving throughout the day. This is a good way to get that message right to you. So I post an exercise on TikTok, if you want to go to the actual source. But if you don't want to go searching for it or anything, after I'm done posting it, I'll text it and email it to you so you have it ready for you. Usually I post it at late at night, so today's you'd want to use for tomorrow, if that makes any sense. So when I text you everything, it will be ready for you in the morning so you can use it at any time throughout the day and cycle through it. Like do it at the beginning of the day when you wake up, between a meeting. Just try to put it in there as many times as in a day, and you'll see, like, even if you do it 5 times a day, 10 times a day, or if you could do the cycle like twice in one session, like, you'll see that you can get up to 30 minutes right away. And here's the thing. A lot of people feel like I got to do 30 minutes in a row or it doesn't count. Just if you can get 30 minutes in because you split it up between the day, do that, right? The more we can move, the better. There's no set rhyme or rules. Yes, is it better to keep your heart up at that elevated level for that longer period of time? Sure, of course. But if we don't have that luxury of 30-minute block, we have to stick it in there wherever we can. So again, the link to that is down there. It's nftathletic-community.com/NAC-quick-health. And again, I'll email that link to you right away. So, and it's an easy, basic form, just real simple, nothing fancy, no pictures, no nothing. It's quick for a reason, right? I didn't want people sitting there, all day. Our whole point of what we're trying to do is make sure that we get this for busy individuals. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, and actually, after I'm done this, if you're watching this right now, I am going to be doing the inside in our Facebook group in about 5 minutes. So you got about 5 minutes to join that Facebook group in order to see the inside. And again, the inside is just where I go through the process of showing you how I do research in health and fitness. It's quick, it's fun, it's easy, and you kind of see the mindset that I go through when I go do some research. And who knows what I'm going to find. I hope to find, when I do this, it's usually interesting because I hope to find something fun and something that I can teach or help people with on their journey. Okay, with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Again, it will be late. Have a good one, everybody.